Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? So another day, another vlog. I've made it. This is the 10th vlog. So I've made one every work day of the week for 2 weeks now. Off to a good start. 2016. Booyakasha. So that's good. So how you doing? Good, good. Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, so yesterday we released Mutant Mudds, well, an update of Mutant Mudds on the App Store, which is very exciting. So those that have not, or those that did have it and couldn't play it because they updated the operating system, now you can play it. And those that haven't, you should check it out. It's actually a really good version on the iPhone. I've played through every level on there, and they're all playable, even with touch controls. Actually feels really good. I'm actually really happy with it. It's a really good conversion. It works out really well. We spent a lot of time making sure the pixels are square and crisp and clean as well on the phone and iPad devices. It's yeah, it's solid. It's very nice. Um, a few bugs did actually creep into that version, which the new one, which is very unfortunate. But we found that out yesterday when lots of people tried to play it and then said, well, it used to work and now it doesn't. So those people that it used to work on, who had operating system 7 or younger, now suddenly it didn't. You would try and load a level and it would crash. It's like, really? So we tried to test for everything, but obviously we missed that. Anyway, that's fixed now. Yay! So we updated that. I uploaded that build to the App Store yesterday. So hopefully next week that'll go live. I just set that to just go live as soon as it's approved. So hopefully, touch wood, that'll happen sooner rather than later. But we fixed that. There's also, it would crash after the intro for some people as well, which is very strange. And the leaderboards on the Game Center weren't all being updated, like the ghost levels and some of the secret levels and stuff like that. Anyway, we fixed all of those things. Very strange. So anyway, but it is it's out there. Oh, and you can buy the ghost levels, 20 ghost levels as an in-app purchase. Anyway, so that's done. Yay. Today I have been working on, so Dementium Remastered in Europe is with Nintendo Japan, like I mentioned yesterday. They're reviewing it. So hopefully we'll hear back next week. But now I need to basically ready all of the assets for the eShop. So, there's icons, screenshots, images, the write-up. I have to send the text off to someone to translate into English, French, Italian, German, and Spanish, maybe Russian as well. Yeah, get it translated into a bunch of different languages anyway. Um, so then on the eShop, the write-up is in the country's language. So I'm working on that now. Kind of going through it all. I mean, I think I should have it all from the US release, but anyway, that's what I'm going through right now. Is kind of getting all of that information ready and done. Very exciting stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm gonna jump into a few of these questions on here. See how many I can go through before it takes too long. Because yeah, yesterday's vlog I think was like 25 minutes long, which is it's a little long, really, isn't it? It's a little long. I think so. All right, so real quick. So Aaron Knight, hey Aaron, how's it going? Good to see you. Do you think a phone with a D-pad and game controls could take off? If it did happen, do you think the 3DS would lose its edge or advantage as a gaming system? I think there have been some phones, not mainstream, I guess, a little bit more obscure, but there definitely have been phones released with built-in D-pad and stuff. And I'm not just talking about the N-Gage, but even in the last couple of years. Yeah, no, I don't. So the question was, do I think it would take off? Not really. I don't think it would. I think people buy an iPhone or an Android, and I think people are really used to and they really love the idea of it being just touch and simple, because they're not. The majority of people that have it aren't gamers. They don't care. They just want a phone that allows them to check email and go online and do 100 different things, and play games and have fun with it as well. So no, I don't think it would really take off. I think it will probably, yeah, because it's a very small crowd, I think, that would really want that. I would want that. I'm one of the people that would like physical controls on a phone, but I don't think the masses would want that. I think we're moving on. We've obviously moved away from that, and I think I don't see us going back to that anytime soon. I think we'll continue with the touch or the touchless and all the rest of it. You know, I don't think it will be physical controls anytime soon. Um, but yeah, so there you go. That's my thought on that. All right, new question from Sean Zafar. Hey Sean, how's it going? Good to see you. If Crash Landed was ever revived, since there are some rumors apparently, would Renegade Kid take a try at it again? The 2-week demo of the DS version was mind-blowing. Maybe. I mean, I really enjoyed working on that DS demo that we did. I thought it came together really well. I liked it a lot. Crash is a great brand. It really, I mean, you know, we're not really going after doing, you know, other people's games, really, like licensed games or whatever you want to call it. But you know, Crash is definitely one that we would be interested in. But you know, it depends who the publisher is, what the relationship is with them, what their role is, what the budget is, what the platform is, what the time is, all of those things that can be great and can be absolutely horrible depending on who you're working with. So yeah, lots of factors to consider there. But no, I mean, just the basic concept, yeah, we'd totally be interested. But it would really depend on who's publishing it and what the situation would be, because that can really make or break the potential of a game being good or awful. Is really how the publisher is treating it and treating the team and the time and the expectations on the project. You know, so yeah, that's one of the big things I learned in the DS days when we were trying to work with publishers and stuff. Yeah, yuck. That's why I really like doing our own stuff now. Gets rid of all of that grossness. Okay, yeah, cool. I mean, Sean talks about some really cool ideas that, you know, he and his friends, they were working on a personal fan remake of Dementium, and they had some cool ideas and stuff for different enemies and stuff. Very cool. Very cool. Ukulele, that's right. Thank you, Nickwick35. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. That game looks awesome. That's why I forgot yesterday. And it was nowhere in close. It was just like, no. It was not going to come to my mind. It was gone. So thank you for that, Nickwick35. The bit block. Oh, Joshy. I have an important question. Because of the fact that Treasonauts is obviously going to have sharks and a playable sea captain, this will obviously result in massive financial success for the title. Will you be A, putting all of the earnings in a giant vault and diving into your riches a la Scrooge McDuck style, or B, rubbing it all over body and rubbing the money all over our body and rolling around with it? Probably both. I think I would try to do both. I think I would dive in and then roll around and rub the money all over my body. I think that's what you mean by that. So I would do both. Thanks, Josh. Dark Helmut, whatever. What's up, Dark? How's it going? Thoughts on Box Boy and doing a game like that with a level creator like Mario Maker? I think the game is really cool. I need to go back to it and play it some more. I think a game like that, level creator, would be cool. Oh, a game like that or a level creator, absolutely. It's actually kind of weird. I was working on a game design for a game maker for the 3DS. Gosh, this was a long time ago. A couple of years ago. Way before Mario Maker was even mentioned. I was working on a game maker for the 3DS. And I was kicking it around, and I had talked to a few people about it. I'm not claiming that, I'm not saying that Mario Maker, like, you know, they didn't, I'm sure it was a completely separate track. It's not like they're like, oh, they heard my idea and thought, oh, let's do that. No, not even, there's no way that happened. It's just a weird coincidence, because game makers are fun. It's fun to make, you know, to be able to create something that other people can create within that creation. But as soon as I heard about Mario Maker happening, I was like, yeah, there's no point doing mine, because theirs is gonna, you know, be awesome and blow mine out of the water as far as exposure and knowing that it's out there and stuff. I think mine actually would have been better than Mario Maker. I'm not even being sarcastic about that. Mine was a lot deeper and had a lot more customizational customize options in there where you could create the artwork, create the music, adjust the gameplay, adjust. You could custom create and modify your own player package as far as how fast they run, what moves they have, jump height, jump speed, etc. So a lot of parameters that you could adjust to really create your own game. That was the idea. I would still love to make it, but they're really hard to make, and I don't know. It's hard. It's risky. I just don't know how well it would take off. Obviously, considering how well Mario Maker's done, you would think, well, it's going to do really well. But that's Mario Maker. If it was just random 2D platform game maker from third-party place, you probably wouldn't have done half as well. So there's always the Nintendo factor that magnifies things because they do a great job and they have great marketing budget and all the rest of it. Right. Kevin Phillips. Did I say who asked me that question before? Yes, I did. So Kevin Phillips asks, what would we have done differently with the Colt County Kickstarter project, if anything? A big inspiration for how we approached that Kickstarter was the Double Fine Adventure Kickstarter, which was more about the idea and the concept and getting people involved in the game rather than show the game, and that didn't work out for us. I think if I was to do it again or go back in time, based on the feedback I got from people, we needed to have more to show of the game to really give people an idea of what the game is and if it is good, and also maybe even have a playable demo as well early on, so people can kind of see the game, get in there, really experience some of it, and that would have helped with exposure, especially if it was on the PC, because people could have recorded themselves playing it, and that would have helped get the word out as well. So but yeah, we would have done more on the game itself. We specifically didn't, because we wanted people to actually be a part of that process and help us create the game, but that didn't work out, so there you go. Yeah. Philip Elder, hey Phil, how's it going? Is your ideal game more open world with many sprawling objectives you can come back to later, or a tightly designed shorter experience you can finish in a day or so? My favorite game to play. I like both, I really do. Depends on my mood. I like, but more. I mean, the thing about big sprawling games that do objectives you can come back to later, it's nice if they're presented in nice bite-sized chunks, like I mean, Mystery Dungeon, for example, or any game kind of like that, where you start the day, you go off and do a mission, come back, and then you can save. Those kinds of things can work really well. But then a game, like, or even, or Zero Drifter, you can get down and play that and get that done pretty quickly. So, I mean, Steamworld Heist is another good one. You can do a mission, complete that, save the game, and then either go on to another one or just be like, come back to it later. So, I kind of like all of it. I really do. Yeah, I'm a fan of games. Everything in between. We're 14 minutes, so I'm going to try and find a couple more questions and then wrap this puppy up. Desert Swampert asks, hey Desert, how's it going? Swampert. Are Moon and Zero Drifter connected, or are they separate ideas with no plans to overlap? They are separate. There you go. That's right. Alright, and then last question from John, or John's Eagle Eye on Gaming Carter. Any chance of Moon Chronicles being released in Australia and New Zealand? Never got to experience the game on the DS. Also, is Dementium 1 and 2 Remastered going to be released in Australia or New Zealand? So Dementium, let me think now. Dementium is going to be released. Which one is it now? I know one of them requires a full extra age rating because it's a mature game. So yeah. So that's kind of a bummer. I'm not sure if it's Australia or if it is New Zealand though. I think it's New Zealand that requires that. I'll have to look that up. I'm not sure, but yeah. So that's a real bummer. But I think it's going to be in Australia. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be New Zealand because that's a whole new age rating thing, and I'm like, no. Just no on that. I'm just seeing if I can find it real quick, but it doesn't look like I can offhand. I know I mentioned it before on Twitter or something, but I can't remember which one it was now. I'm just looking through my stuff real quick. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see it. I'll have to check on that. But I'm pretty sure New Zealand's the one that required the extra thing, so we're not gonna play that game because unfortunately it's a small market as it is. We have to pay money to do it, go through the hassle of doing it. It's just like, yeah, we're too tiny. Unfortunately, we just don't have the resources to handle such things. So yeah. If we did everything we wanted to do, we would probably never release a game, and we'd get our business real fast. So, and last question from Dark Helmet again. Hello. Do you guys do your own playtesting? What is the most painful or time-consuming part of game development? Yes, we do. Depending on the game, largely we try to get away with just doing it internally ourselves by playing it. But sometimes we do use a QA house as well. Like on, let me think now, was it ATV? We definitely did, but I think because we had the online multiplayer and stuff, so I think we used a QA house to do that. But we do a lot of testing internally as well. The painful and most time-consuming part is really the end. When obviously when the game's all done, and like with what game was it? Yeah, it was Dementium Remastered recently, where there was a bug at the end of the game, in the final boss, I think, or something. So you had to play through the whole game to get to that. And weirdly enough, the exact same thing, different bug, but the exact same problem was in the original Dementium as well, but completely unrelated. It was just a weird, strange coincidence. And the only way you could test if we'd fixed it is to play the whole game again from the beginning to end. Oh my gosh. So that is rough when that's the case. But you have to go through it, because sometimes there can be a memory leak that can build up over time, and the only way to reproduce it is to play the game like the player would. You can't just skip to the end, because then the memory hasn't leaked enough to cause the potential problem, which was the problem on the DS. That wasn't the problem on the 3DS, but the DS, that was the problem. So sometimes, do you fix the leak if you can find it, or do you just try to avoid the leak causing problems? It's a lot of bug fixing is avoiding it rather than fixing it, which may sound like the same thing, but if you know what the problem is, and you know what triggered that, or the last straw that made the haystack just completely crumble, you can change that last straw so it doesn't make it crumble. So it's not really fixing it, it's just avoiding it. But a lot of times that is the best fix, which is strange but true. So weird. I mean, really every video game is a volatile mess waiting to implode and explode. It's amazing that they don't more often, honestly. Anyway, so there you go. But yeah, and recently I had to play through Mudds on that phone multiple times to make sure it was all playable and the new ghost levels were all working and stuff. So, but that was fun because I hadn't played that for a little while. So it was nice to kind of go back to the original. But it's you have to sit there and play the whole game, which is when you've played it 100 times or more, and you have work to do, sitting there and having to play through it, it's not exactly painful, but you know, yeah. Anyway, cool. I'm gonna get back to work now. I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Maybe some of you have Monday off because it's MLK Junior Day or MLK Day or whatever they call it, or his birthday maybe. I'm not sure, but it's a day to celebrate the awesome person that is MLK Junior on Monday. So, but I'll be working. Cool. Well, you guys have a good weekend, and I'll catch up with you next week. All right, guys, take care.